If I wanted to feel sorry for myself, I'd have stayed with your father.
Ooh, that is quite a drop. Let me help you down?
You ever hear about the North Pole?
Huh. That old fairy tale?
Yeah, like this war. Old white guy founds it. Food and fresh water, everyone gets along. That sounds like the fairy tale to me. It's probably just a couple of old-timers holed up underground. I just hope they got a few supplies for trade. Otherwise, we won't last much longer. You think people actually live like this?
I'm not sure.
I don't know what's in that Fulton's original blend, but I'd never seen nobody that happy before. Not in real life. Locked. Great. We can't turn back now. Ain't got nowhere to go. There's gotta be another way. It's about time. What took you? Hey, look at this. What happened to these poor bastards? Can't let it go to waste. Use it on that bum ankle of yours. Won't help me none. Hey, come on. Let's get some distance between us and these bodies. Hey, over here. Hey, over here. Oh, this is bad. This is bad with a side of broccoli.
A side of what?
Nothing. Something my ma used to say. Deadwood! Shoot the damn... Nice shooting. Hey, that don't count, by the way. starting to think looking for this ward wasn't such a good idea. Deadwood ain't all gone after all.
Nope.
Ain't no way the ward's real. How would a nest like this out here? You know, maybe best we head back. We retrace our steps. We can find another way out. It's not happening. Tell me this is not happening.
Root are thick down here.
Must be what I felt back at the ward. Wait. You're from the ward? Shit. Maybe Santa's real too.
Yeah, it's not far from here. But the way down collapsed behind us. We're gonna have to find another way out.
Dead would know they've lost. But they won't be down without a fight.
You okay?
Not bad shooting, Traveler.
Yeah, I had some practice.
I'll bet. But don't worry. The ward's as safe a place as any. Safer.
So, it's really real. Food, and water, and folks living with some old white guy?
More or less.
Whoa, whoa, let me get you some water.
I'm fine,
Cat! Ooh, that looks like root rot. I've never seen a case this bad.
I'm fine. I don't know why everyone...
We need to get her to the ward, and quick. Doctor, there's our only chance. We'd better get moving, or we lose the light.
Oh dear.
This is Wriggler.
Corny Riggs. I got you, darling. Don't worry, friend. We'll take good care of her. Welcome to Ward 13.
Hey, don't worry. Riggs is right. She'll be fine.
Are you okay?
Just a headache.
Hey, Clementine. Let me get you some water.
I'm fine.
Oh, you're not fine. You need rest.
Bo! He's the ward's mayor. Thinks that puts him in charge of everything and everyone. Listen, I'm gonna check in with Ford, and then I'll get some rest. Okay? I've been through a lot worse, you know.
So, Traveler, your friend will be fine. I'm Bo Ward, and this is Ward 13. You must have come a long way. I mean, the route's dwindling and all, but the road's still a dangerous place. What were you two doing out there? For the ward? Really? Huh. I didn't know anybody knew what we were doing here. We've just, we've been cut off from the world for so long that... Well, I'm surprised people know about us outside the gate. Feels kind of nice, actually. Hey, ask around if you need something. Oh, start with Ford. I'm sure he'd like to meet you. Oh, Traveler. How's everything? Hey, I'm just glad we got to you, you know, when we did. You stirred up quite a deadwood nest. I haven't seen that many in one place for a long time. Incredible, isn't she? Yeah, no one really understands how she does it, not even her. But the feel in the air after she blasts them like that, it's electric. Like the sun after a storm. She's something special, Traveler. And no small part of how we're as safe as we are. Between me and... Oh, I don't, What? No, it's not. I don't. I mean, I do, but it's not like that. Have you ever met anyone like her, Traveler? Because I haven't. Like, I haven't always been the bravest guy around, you know, but the way she fights for folks, no matter what it takes out of her, it makes me want to do better. I kind of want to make her proud, you know? I guess you could say she's my inspiration, maybe? Oh, but don't tell her I said that, though. Oh, that was Wally. He gave us a heads up someone was coming. Then Clementine was the one that found you. They got a kind of, a root sense, I guess. And we figured where there were root gatherings, someone was likely to be in trouble. And there you were. No, that was something else. Clementine, she's amazing, but she carries a lot on her own. I don't know what all she sees, but we worry about her, is all. I guess. I used to guard the old ward some 20 years ago. I helped out here and there, you know, but before Commander Ford passed, she and the Founder, they kinda put me in charge. Now, maybe no one else wanted the job, I don't know, but the ward's the only family I've ever known. I'll do whatever it takes to keep these folks safe. Oh, thanks. I don't know, I guess I just take care of myself, eat right, get to sleep early, all that. Yeah, Commander Ford always said a leader can't care for anyone if they don't care for themselves. I'm just trying to live right. I reckon she learned it from the Founder. He's been around for ages. Oh, he ain't much for leading himself. Granddaughter, actually. Yeah, the Founder wasn't around as much back in the day, but Commander Ellen was like a mother to me. To all of us from the old ward. It just doesn't seem right. I mean, that she's gone before he is. Yeah, but when our last hope fails, another must take its place. She used to say that, too. I couldn't say. Commander used to talk about him like he was dead and gone before I was born. You'd have to ask him yourself, I guess, but he ain't like the rest of us. He's seen a lot. I usually leave storytelling to Reggie. Or if you want some really wild tales, try Mudtooth. Now there's an old-timer who can twist a yarn. Yeah, people here are friendly. If you give them a chance, good luck.
You ever climbed to the top of that tower in the city? If you're looking for Founder Ford, I usually see him over at the where... I don't know. Brad was the one who knew the way.
Right. Brad.
Hey, you're the newcomer, ain't you? Nora Camarillo. I keep folks alive around here. You know, you're lucky they found you when they did. Your friend was pretty bad. I got her just in time. She's great. A real spitfire, that one. I'd hang on to her if I were you. Like what? Listen, I don't care what you two are. I'm just saying, don't lose it, whatever it is. That girl's tough, all right. But right now, she needs rest. When she's up and about, I'll make sure you know. Sure thing. I'll be here if you need fixing. Back again, traveler? Well, all right. What are you trying to say, sunshine? Well, no need for that. You know how a doctor gets good at her craft? That's it. Same way you get good at anything. You learn a thing by doing it over and over again. For me, that means people who need my help. The more people there are suffering, the better I get at healing them. And Sunshine, I'm the best damn doctor for miles. My grandfather. He'd been treating folk his whole life, nearly as long as the root's been around. I started assisting Grandpa when I was 5. Dressing wounds, making meds, cutting at the table, you name it. He was. He helped more people in his long life than you and I have ever even met. But how I helped him most was digging through the old hospitals. Even after a century, there's a hell of a lot to find. All of it useful to someone as clever as Grandpa. Tons. The old humans knew a lot about the human body, it turns out. Stuff even Grandpa didn't know. Did you know they used to be able to replace a man's lungs with someone else's? Or put a dead man's liver in someone whose liver didn't work anymore? To think of all the folks Grandpa and I could have saved if we had that kind of know-how. There's plenty if you know what to look for. Most of the basic meds are long gone, but there's still plenty of specialized tools and ingredients there. Stuff no one knows what to do with but me and my grandfather. What they don't got, but I never found once, is a cure for root rot. That's why so many folks died when the root first showed up. Grandpa had to invent a treatment on his own. A treatment, not a cure. He probably wasn't the only one. I'm sure others came to the same solutions independently. But after Grandpa figured it out, he traveled as far as he could and taught it to everyone he met. I don't know where he started, but I reckon every treatment within 100 miles of here is derived directly from his work. You can thank him that your friend came here maybe 10 years back. My ma had died and Grandpa didn't feel safe carting me around the countryside by himself. It turned out good. The city's full of scrounge, and Grandpa made a living selling bandages and meds while treating folks for free. I do the same. He even attended the old commander when she passed. Couldn't do much for her except ease her going. The folks around here thanked him for it. Made us part of the ward and all. All right. See you around.
You know,
Well, hey, get away from my stoop!
Oh, it's you.
Oh, nonsense.
I'm sure you had a reason. Mi casa et tu, Brute. And all that.
So,
What can old Mudtooth do for you, huh? Well, shoot, Traveler, I might have some answers for you. Town, you call it. Back in my day, place like this wouldn't be considered much more than a camp or a bivouac. You might call it. Nah, this ain't no town. Not yet. But it is a fine place to set up camp. I lived by myself for years, see? Had myself what you calls it, a hockapatopter. That thing could fly to the moon and back. It could. Anywho, I was living by myself when my boy Brabus showed up saying we should move on. Told me it wasn't safe for me to be living like I've been living no more. He told me about this place. Got some nice people here. Took some getting used to, being around folks again. Quite a bit, stranger. The name's Mudtooth, and ain't nobody been around longer or seen more than I have. Except maybe old Ford, of course, but that old mudder cheats. Anyway, he hardly tells any of his stories. Only 3 reasons why folks come to see me, and that's my stories or my stew. Yeah. So, young'un, what'll it be? Well, Brabus, he's my son. 'Twere his idea to come join this little shanty town. Not a bad idea it was, neither. He's over yonder, at the shooting range, if you're looking to find him. Not much of a talker, though, that one. Guess he didn't get his old man's gift for gab, eh? That so? Huh. Did I tell you about the stories yet? Right. So, let me see here. Folks come see me for my stories and my stew and... Listen, you sure I said there were 3 reasons? 'Cause there's only 2, and that... Huh. Only 2 reasons folks come to see old Mudtooth, and you know both of them. I'm pretty sure your memory's slipping. You bet your apple I can, but these ain't just stories, stranger. They're objective retellings of legitimate occurrences what you wouldn't believe. Now, where to start? I ever tell you how the world fell in the first place? Well, sit down, friend, 'cause there ain't no one knows what really happened but me. It started in them wards, see? Secret military-industrial complexes and whatnot. That's where they made all the weapons and did their experiments. Now, the root weren't meant to reproduce, see? They was built as a weapon, but then they done breeded and got out. Well, we all know what happened after that. Only reason the root stopped was 'cause the Wanderer, well, he flamethrower-sized their queen, see? Over in that tower on the atoll, so's they couldn't breed no more. Now, listen. You might hear Ford tell you something different, but you look at the 2 of us and ask which has obviously been around longer. Which of us is most like to have been there, huh? You ask yourself that, and then you just look my way, 'cause that's who it is. You'll like this one. It's about the time my own damn son left me to die. Oh, don't worry, I'm still here, ain't I? Or he went to get some grub for us or whatever, I don't know. Point is, I was alone in the darkened woods with nothing but my rifle. We was on our way from the city to our new home in the ward here, carrying all my earthly possessions and all that, and Brabus, he up and leaves me in the middle of the night. I was attacked 20. No. 50 deadwood come crashing through the trees. We thought they was all dead and gone, but they were just a-waiting for old Mudtooth to leave his helio chopper. Now, I may be an old mudder, but I ain't no pushover. I blasted them down, left and right, laughing all the time. Ho, I was winning until something snuck up on me and concustipated me upside the head. I don't mind telling you, I thought I was done for. Then a growling starts. Deadwood back off, and I look up to see a dog there tearing them apart, literal limb from non-metaphorical limb. We fought the rest off together, that dog and I thought to myself, now there's a mudder what's got some teeth. Turns out he just wanted some of my stew. This is 100% true. I've been telling tales about the Ford family for years. I tell you, nothing about them surprises me no more. Like old Commander Ford, one who used to run this here ward, she was the youngest of the family. She's the one what brought most of this town together. They say she's dead and buried, but they don't know the truth of it. See, the thing about the Fords is... No, I'm awake. They say she's dead and buried, but they don't know the truth of it. See, the old commander were the youngest, but she ain't the last. Old Ford, her grandpa, is still kicking here in town. Crazy old man went and fought the Deadwood head-on and lived. Her grandmother was half Root herself. Folks used to call her the Root Mother. And oh, she were a twisted one, let me tell you. The thing about the Fords is, they can't die. Not a single damn one of them. I mean, look, they all thought old Ford had died long ago, and there he is, plain as day. I don't care what anyone says. I swear to you on my unborn brother's life, the other Fords are still out there somewhere, too. This is 100% true. I do miss the days when you could find the stuff the old world used to make. canned foods, spiced chocolates, electronical music boxes. Oh, found this old can of what's-it once. As in, we literally did not know what was in it. The can weren't open, but the label had long rubbed off. Finding that was like all our birthdays at the same time. That can must have been 100 years old, banged up and bloated. Could have been anything in there. So, my boys did what any good family would do. They dared me to drink it. Well, I ain't one to back down from something stupid. So, I grabbed the can and said something sensually flattering about their mamas. Then, I popped the top. Woohoo! Damn stuff hissed and fizzled like some kind of brown sludge demon. Smelled like one, too. I chugged the whole damn thing. The thick goop tasted like scented sewer water. Burned my brain like a chili pepper. I nearly puked with each swallow, but I weren't gonna give them the satisfaction. When I threw the can aside, the boys cheered. I opened my mouth, flashed them a smug smile, and my teeth was all stained the darkest mud brown you ever seen. They stayed that way for at least a month. And that's where I got my name. This one's, 100% true. I ever tell you the secret behind my stew? Well, I ain't gonna. But I will tell you how it came to be, yeah? The original recipe comes from my ma, of course. But that ain't the end of the story. My ma made a fine stew. But it weren't nothing to tell tales about. Not until the day me and the Crazy Eight got ourselves trapped in one of them old, medieval, meditating... We was trapped in one of them medicinal compounds, full of pharmaceuticals and whatever you call them. And I had nothing but a dead coney and an onion on my belt, which weren't good for much, but were the style at the time. So, we scrounged for ingredients. Well, them hospitalities ain't no good for food, but they do have some pretty mean spices lying around if you know what you're doing, which I do. That night was the best stew any of us ever had in our lives. Kept us going for days, until finally the dead wood outside got bored and took off. And that, friend, is the same stew I make today. I even use the same ingredients as them back in the day medicinals. Better even. Would you believe old Mudtooth's out of tales? Well, don't, 'cause I ain't. But I could use some time to simmer before telling the next one. Come back later, yeah? You came to the right place, traveler. Well, all right. Why, sure, but, it ain't ready just yet. The lunch rush today was something fierce, I tell you. But I'll have some for you quicker than you can say Crazy Eight. Well, maybe not that quick. I done already said it, didn't I? Just come back in a while, I'll be sure to save you a bowl. Be sure to come back for some stew.
So many new faces these days. Things must be getting a mite easier out there. Welcome, traveler. I'm Reginald Malone, but my friends call me Reggie. You can too. Saw you come in with Bo and Clementine there. Oh, you can be sure they'll do everything they can for your friend. Ain't the first to come through here needing help. Getting right to business. I respect that. Only the best for my friends. Now, if you need supplies, old Reggie's your guy. Good to see you, friend. Keep your wits about you.
It's not up for discussion, Clementine. You're staying, and that's final.
I don't remember asking...
We'll talk about this later.
Out of my way.
Whoa, what have we here? Ah, the Traveler, of course. Wallace said yes, right on time. Sorry you had to see that. But then again, you've been around. I'm sure you know. Families fight. Andrew Ford. Good to make your acquaintance. In the flesh. I'm sure you've got a lot of questions, and I've got a favor to ask. So let's get to it. You first. Anyone in particular? Arguing's not the same as fighting. Clem and I have known each other longer than anyone else here. That's a lot of water to put under a narrow bridge. Nosebleeds, headaches, and I worry about worse. Things we can't see so easy. It's not like there's a manual. Wallace? He's a special kid. A lot like somebody I used to know. She had bad dreams too. Dreams about things that hadn't yet come to pass. It's more like he can see really far into the present. Sometimes. Don't think there's a soul in town has lost as much as Riggs. Don't know how that man gets up out of bed every day. But he does. And we're damn thankful. Compared to who? Vo might be young, but he knows the run of a ward. Learned from the best. He was orphaned, just a kid. Ward 13 sort of adopted him. Ran security when he got old enough. Did a damn good job of it. Only made sense to put him in charge once we started up here. All right, then. Shoot. Not you precisely, as in name, rank, serial number, but I knew someone was coming. Aren't you clever? Skeptic. That's fine. It so happens I knew you'd be coming today. Or I hoped. Our young Wallace told me. That's a longer story than I can indulge right now. Let's keep it to this. You know how some things you drink can make you drunk? And some things you eat can make you sick or sleepy? Well, other things do this. It's a big world out there. Not my way. And you want to be careful what you wish for, traveler. Oh, nothing too dangerous. I've got to marshal my resources. And then we'll get into it in earnest. All right, traveler. Now that you've shot your shot, here's mine. I need an able young scrapper to help an old man out. Talk to Wally. You'll find him out by the docks. After that, gear up, and then meet me at the ward gate. I'll tell you a story.
God and my mother. Did Bo send you over here, or did you stumble your way up? Oh, if there isn't a first time for everything. All right, new kid. Let me save you some time. I'm McCabe. I like to keep to myself and my work. My work happens to be tinkering and modding weapons. And that's already more information than I like giving out. Understand? Look, it's not personal. I just don't like being distracted. I get into a zone, you know? Pisses me off when people come by and interrupt my me time. But I'll tell you what. You're clearly not the average stray that shows up here. So I'll make you a deal. You find anything interesting out there, bring it back to me and I'll see if I can use it to mod your weapons. Okay? Oh, and if you tell anyone I was nice to you, I will cut you.
Oh, friend. Glad to see you're all right. What can I do for you? Rigs, and no worries. There was a time when helping each other survive was all we had left. Around here, we don't forget those days if we can help it. Your friend's gonna be all right, by the way. I've seen weaker pull out of worse. What were you doing out there? You don't mind me asking. Really? What'd you hear exactly? Ah, Founder Ford's tales travel far and wide, don't they? Fair warning, you can't believe half of them. But half of impossible is still a sight, eh? Be safe out there.
Ah, looking for Wallace? He's got a place overlooking the docks.
hope you're not making the Founder wait, Traveler. He's got a thing about time. Oh, Traveler. I heard you're helping out the Founder. Yeah, the Commander thought so. I mean, eventually. The Founder can be eccentric, but you can't argue with his results. Just gear up and be safe, okay? I'm saving you a spot on garden duty when you get back, huh? Those carrots ain't gonna pull themselves. Right, if you need anything, you know where to find me.
Not now.
Audrey, I've been meaning to tell you something.
You sounded so much like Brad just now. Sorry. What did you want to say?
Oh,
I don't trust that, Wallace. But Brabus says he lives, so he lives. If you want to talk to him, he's over at the docks.
You ever wonder if all this is, like...
I see you, Traveler. You're the one Ford's been waiting for. Though, he doesn't know he's been waiting. He thinks he needs help. It's her who needs it. You know. And you don't. Sorry, I shouldn't say. Things get messier when I tell them. I'm Wallace. Did I say that yet? Probably. The site, you know? Sorry, I probably said that already, too. You have a path to walk. You choose the first step here, but your path can change if you want it to. Makes a lot of sense now. You're right, of course. Your path is waiting. Tell Brabus and McCabe I sent you. They have what you need. They're the next step on your journey. I'll see you again, Traveler. Traveler? I knew you'd say that. Goodbye, traveler.
You'll probably want to talk to Gravis. He'll set you up.
Hello again, traveler. Keep your wits about you.
What is it now? Shit. You're serious, aren't you? Alright, so what the hell is this journey? I swear, if that boy weren't so goddamn right all the time, he and I'd be having words. Percussive ones. Fine. Well, the only reason anyone bothers me is because I'm good with a hammer. So, either I can modify your weapons, or we can find a more creative use for it. Tell you what, I heard you picked up something strange on your little jaunt earlier. Maybe I could do something with it. That ought to help with whatever journey he saw you on. Just tell Wally to be more specific next time, yeah? So we're done here, right? Or do I need the hammer again? The best news I've heard all day. Uh-huh, okay.
Well, ain't you a right mother? Traipsing in here like you own the bat boy what talks to the root? I don't trust Wally with a hot meal. But I also ain't dumb enough to cross him. I don't reckon he was any more specific. Right. Well, the boy's crazy, but he ain't stupid. I can see your gear is, lacking, to say the least. If he asks, you tell him I gave you this. No charge. Riggs is gonna talk my ear off if I don't send you over to him next, isn't he? Fine. Go see Riggs, then. Tell him he can do whatever the hell he wants.
Good to see you again. I don't suppose he was more particular about why. Ha! Yeah, that sounds like Bradley's. Right. Well, I've got a pretty focused skill set. I reckon I know what he means. Come to me if you ever need to upgrade your equipment. You're safe out there. Good to see you again. I'll do what I can with what I've got. Take care, my friend.
Greetings. Forgive me. I am not good with Paxeltech faces. Oh, it is new. I thought I had seen it before. So difficult to tell Paxeltech apart without hoof and horn. I am Sa Israk Thadwell. My Paxeltech name is Dwell. I sell wares crafted using refined crystals from my world. They make Paxeltech faster, stronger, more powerful. They help it defeat its enemies. And the prices are quite fair. Of course. Yes, that is always the question. I am Pan, from the world of Yesha, where the Eternal Empress reigns, the Doe and Ravager run free, and the balance breathes life to the jungle. Or so it used to be. Alas, it is not. Long and long have the Immortals oppressed the common Pan, wielding their power as if it were something they had earned or deserved. The Pan have rebelled against this tyranny, and for a time, it looks as if we could win. Then the pestilence came. What Paxeltech call the Root. When I last saw her, Yesha languished under the pestilence. The Ravager prowls, and the Doe is lost. The rebellion continues, but my people ache for relief. Paxeltech, foreign to the Pan, meaningless. Perhaps on Paxeltech world, but it is at home on Dwell's tongue. Paxeltech Fort, the founder. On its last visit to Yesha, it said it was possible. I do not understand the complexities myself, but now I am here. Ford came to Yesha many times, aiding the rebels against the tyranny of immortals. His desire to protect was clear even then, as was his craft for violence, which he freely shared. Dwell did not learn Paxeltech Fort's violence, but shared in aiding the rebels with the same wares I offer here. Both aided rebellion, so both shared imprisonment. Oh, I languished for years, a cost I had never hoped to pay. But another Paxeltech, the one they say wanders the world, came to free the Ford. And the Ford freed Dwell, and many others. Not Paxeltech name, perhaps, but it is my name whilst I live among Paxeltech tongues. They are crafted using a special crystal found only on Yesha. The Ahane, priests of the Ban, forbid the crystal's use among commoners. But the Gal are craftier than Ahane know. Long and long have the Gal used the crystals for weapons, or even cruder things, like soups. But it takes an artisan like Dwell to bring out their full potential. They are crafted with refined crystals, and all crystals are special. A crystal is order, perfection from husk to heart. Some crystals split light. Others, like stones used to bring me here, can bridge worlds. The crystals I use carry power within them. Some Pan believe them to be divine, but this power is merely the interaction of the crystal's harmony with the chaos of the world. As the Ahane have done for ages, I refine the crystal to magnify its harmony and focus its power. Ah, yes. Ah, yes. Ah, yes. The Paxeltech's path lies before it.
Hope you ain't causing trouble, stranger. More work for me. Remember, the choices you make out there can come back to haunt you.